Welcome to my AI-generated photo identification challenge. Apologies if my voice lacks that game show flair. I'm Kelly Paul. I'm a seasoned professional photographer with over 2 decades of experience. My photographic endeavors have graced museums and art festivals worldwide. It's no secret that I harbor ethical concerns regarding AI-generated pieces. The market is inundated with such creations, making it challenging for traditional photographers like myself to keep up. While I invest time and effort in capturing, editing, and presenting my photographs on social media, AI churns out numerous pieces in a fraction of the time. Consequently, I've come to the realization that I must embrace AI tools to remain competitive. In the interest of transparency and ethical practice, I'll share a link in the description to a previous video where I detailed how I will responsibly integrate AI into my workflow. In this video, though, I'm going to showcase unaltered nature photography along with images enhanced using traditional Photoshop filters. Additionally, I'll include sections of the photo that have been AI generated, and the last image will be my artistic composition guided by specific prompts, which I will share with you. Let's embark on this journey of transparency and education. So this is so you can see how this will work. I'll let you pause that if you need to read it. I'm not going to talk this entire time, but I am going to share observations as I was creating these different photo slides for you. Let's call it that. So let's get started with our quiz. So as I said, this is a completely unedited photo. This is just basic Photoshop filters. This one, a particular part, is AI generated. And there you can see which side. It was about 20 to 30% of that image. Now the next one is using a prompt, trail leading to a deep dark forest. The black spacers are just to give you a bit of a visual cleanser so that you don't have one photo after another. Again, they're basic photo filters. So there, it was the far right side that was AI generated. This one, obviously, small waterfall cascading down with ferns and rocks. That was the longest prompt I think I made over this whole project. Here you go again. Basic Photoshop filters. Obviously, if it wasn't already known, these are all my own photos. There you can see which side was AI. I literally put one word in, cliff. That's it, one word. Unedited photo again. If you follow me on social media, my concern for the ethics surrounding AI are already known to you. I'm not even going to address the very unethical art grab that happened to train the different AI models. It's, I think, useless to even discuss it anymore. It's so far gone right now. But the concern here is the creators of AI are saying that, oh, writing AI prompts, you have to be really good at it. It's a skill that you have to learn. I've been playing with AI almost since it really became public accessible. And I've noticed the simpler the prompt, the fewer words, the better results I get. you don't need a lot of skills to write a prompt. And actually, the hardest thing to do is to write a specific prompt. When I was trying to get it to fill in a portion of the image, my image, and match my image, it was difficult. It had a hard time. It did better with the generative fill. And this was just dramatic sunrise over autumn trees. The words are, you don't need a lot of skills to just write something. And if you're doing from a blank canvas, you get better results because you're not picky. Like I said, it's interesting to me that the creators of AI have said, well, artists can use this in their workflow to correct an image to speed things up. I am finding it very difficult to get it to match what my own photo, my own work. I don't think that the way I take photos is that unusual, but who knows? Again, unedited photo, basic Photoshop filters. You'll notice a lot of these, the Photoshop filters, there's not much of a difference because they just don't need that much editing. A portion of that image is AI, and the one right side is AI generated. That one took me a while to get it to match the stream that was in the image. It really took a lot of work. That I just put stream rocks and I got that fill. Obviously too, when I was doing the image that was just the generative fill, I sometimes had to have it regenerate because it just didn't want to match my image. This one should be kind of obvious. The generative fill part was the bottom. Why it thought an ocean was a good generative fill for this, I don't know, but okay. Now that I just put in dramatic sky. But as I said, using the generative fill option only, sometimes I had to generate. It just kept wanting to put all sorts of crazy things in, and to get it to match the image that I had was really difficult. And even using prompts, I would try to be more specific and it seemed to not have a clue. Sometimes it put people in the images. When I put hiking trail, I had a couple where it had people in it off in the distance. And I was like, can you just do what I'm telling you? And that was stream, rocks, ferns. I believe I put it on the slide before this started. This is Adobe's Firefly AI, which granted is a little bit behind a lot of the other ones, but I have access to it. I've noticed now that a lot of the AI options that were free to users, or at least had a decent amount of free options, they're all behind paywalls now. And that's a little annoying because they grabbed people's art, trained their computer models on it, and now they're charging people a lot of money. I mean, granted, I'm paying for Adobe Firefly too, but I already pay for Photoshop and Lightroom, and I'll have to see if they're going to separate it off and make it a separate charge. I don't know what they're going to do about that. I have never used Midjourney because when I first tried to use it, it was on Discord and I didn't have enough time to sort out the interface, but I've used pretty much all of the other ones. But I just use Adobe's Firefly because it's accessible to me. It's easy for me to have access to. I'm honestly trying really hard to find a use for it as filling in an area of my image that maybe I don't care for. But so far, especially with this project to make this video, you can see how many images I went through. Its fill suggestions are worse than my actual image of the actual place. And when I would put in a prompt, it would be, the more specific I was, the more out there the suggestion was, the more out there the result was. And I'm not sure the AI understands left or right. I sometimes would say something like a rock to the right of a stream. And that's not what I got. I tried a couple different times and it's like, that's weird. It doesn't seem to understand, but I don't know. It's like I'm trying very hard to find a use for this right now. Maybe it's because I'm a nature photographer. But if it can't... This one too, when I did the generative fill, it tried to put a waterfall in. It tried to put a hike. I don't know what its issue was. And then I put in small stream. I actually highlighted sort of the center section and got it to do that. It seemed to really struggle with things that weren't simple. Things like this fallen log, rocks, water, plants. It seemed to have a hard time with. This one also took me a lot of time using the generative fill. And that one, prompt word, slow flowing stream. That was it. It doesn't take any skill, really. You can just put in some words and it'll do things. Obviously as well, I didn't take a lot of time feathering the edges, blending it. This is literally just the AI filter. No blending, no trying to make it really, really work well. Also too, I've noticed it sometimes struggles with trees. It tries to put trees a lot bigger than we have around here where I live. This is the last batch, so I hope you've been learning something here and can see how far AI has come. It's really quite scary. So how did you fare? The swift advancement of AI seemingly renders the need for human artists obsolete. Does that sit well with you? Personally, as an artist, witnessing the rapid AI surge, I can discern AI-generated results quite easily. The AI-generated pieces, especially those depicting nature, often lack depth and originality, bearing a striking resemblance to images captured in the American West and Northwest. This bias likely stems from the dataset used to train the AI, which may predominantly feature such landscapes. AI proponents often argue that crafting a suitable prompt is challenging. Yet, from my experience and what you just watched, I've found that concise prompts yield impressive results, often surpassing those generated with more extensive prompts. This accessibility means that individuals lacking talent, formal education, or practice can effortlessly overshadow my work on social media platforms. Now, there's one final challenge, and I trust you've been attentive. This time, I'll present 8 images. 4 captured by me, and 4 are completely AI-generated pieces. Your task is to discern which one is real, taken by a human being, and which one is in the mind of a computer. I'll remain silent at this part of the video, but I will reveal the answers at the bottom of the screen. Catch you later for concluding remarks. So how did you do? Regardless of your performance, it's evident that AI is advancing at an unprecedented rate. potentially outstripping human capabilities sooner than we might anticipate. At this juncture, closing the Pandora's box of AI development seems increasingly improbable. For artists leveraging AI to remain competitive, denoting AI generated content is imperative. And if you're not an artist and you utilize AI for creation, refrain from misleadingly claiming authorship. Let's promote honesty by accurately tagging AI generated content, ensuring clarity for all viewers.